Hello everybody and welcome to Calm Lands for the beginning of a brand new series. This is the 200 horsepower challenge. The challenge was created by a YouTuber named Crustu. I urge you to go over and watch his videos and subscribe to his channel. Great content over there. Also joining in on the party are Gaming Joy and our old pal Rusty Money Gaming. So I was so intrigued by the challenge that I thought it would be really good for me to shake things up and try something new. If you're worried about my Schwaderheim series, that will still continue. I may skip a week here, but there will be more episodes from Schwaderheim because bionic meat, right? I mean, we have to see what happens. But we are going to start this challenge today, and I'm really looking forward to it. So the rules are pretty simple. None of our machinery can be above 200 horsepower. So if it's 201 horsepower, we can't use it. Also, no loans, no leasing, and this one hurts me to my core, no unrealistic mods. And you guys know, I do love my huge capacities and I love to fast farm, but that's not going to happen on this series. So you guys are going to have the unique opportunity to watch me suffer. And I'm sure some of you will love seeing that. All of our options are optional. You see what I did there? I have crop destruction turned off. I have periodic plowing turned off. I have lime turned off. I have weeds turned off and stones turned off. So that's going to make it a little easier on me. And I have all of the worker options turned off. I think that describes all of the rules. We're in an easy economy. We're going to do 1 day per month, and we are going to fix our month to May and turn off snow because I don't like snow. So without any further ado, I think it's time to get started and spend most of our $250,000. The first thing we need to do is buy a piece of land. So what you need to know about Calm Lands is that it is very hilly. An under 200 horsepower tractor is naturally going to have some issues with hills. So when I started looking for a lot, I started looking for the flattest one I could possibly find. And so I went naturally to where I usually go on this map, which is down here. These lots are all fairly flat. In fact, these two are just dead flat until you get over to the trees, and then it starts to incline. And it inclines quite sharply till you get to the edge of the map. So I decided to shake things up and not do the same things I do all the time, and started looking elsewhere. I thought it'd be nice to have some trees because we can sell wood chips or logs, however we want to do it. So I wanted a few trees, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't have 4 different roads running through my property because I don't want to plow up any roads. All of the roads on this map are purposeful. They get you from one part of the map to the other. And if I am going to role play that there are other people in this world of mine, I can't cut off their means of access. So I'm not going to plow up any roads. So I want as much land as possible. So I found plot number 50. This one right here. It is not dead flat. It has some inclines, but it's fairly flat. It's fairly open. There's not a whole lot of trees that I have to cut down before I can put in a field. There are enough trees over here where I can make some money right off the bat. And this area is very, very flat. So my yard can go right in here. And then when it's time to expand, 36 is a natural candidate. It's also quite open and quite flat. So we are going to start off by buying plot 50 or 36. Yeah, you understand. So we've got our land. Now, we could buy some equipment at this point and go and start mowing grass or farming or any of that. But I think what I want to do is take the trees off the land first. And for that, all we're going to need is a chainsaw. Let's see if I can find one. We're just going to buy the steel. So I'm going to head to plot 50 and I'll see you guys there. This is the plot of land we bought. You can see it's a little bit slopey over on this side, but for the most part, it's nice and flat. That's great. And we own most of these trees right here, so we should be able to make a little money right off the bat. First thing we're going to do is we are going to cut these trees right here. I thought about buying some farming equipment, but I think if we can get these trees sold, then we'll have money to start off with some better farming equipment. Right now, we'd have to buy a really cheap tractor, and whatever implement we were going to use would also have to be really cheap. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut and sell all of these trees. Unfortunately, Palmlands is one of those maps that doesn't pay much for wood chips. So my trick of turning everything into wood chips and making $1 million is not going to work on this map. So in order to maximize the money that we're going to get from these trees, I'm going to have to actually do some logging, which I'm not very good at. So I'm going to do my best here. I don't know if I'm not going to strip the little trees. Those are way too much work. I think it'd probably be better if I were to chop these up into logs. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut a few more trees first. I hope I don't lose them in the tall grass. I have to say that logging is not one of my favorite activities on Farming Simulator. But sometimes you have to do some other things to get to your favorite activities. So we'll make the best of it. Alright, I'm going to be here for a long time. So I'm just going to jump cut. And you guys will see the finished product. All right, so we've got all of our trees cut down. We have them all cut up into approximately 9-meter lengths. I've talked about this before, but Farm Sim Snowy did a great test, and he found that up to 9 meters, the price got higher. Beyond 9 meters, the price started to decline again. So his testing showed that 9 meters is the ideal length. If you got some testing that shows otherwise, please point me to it. You know, I'm just going by what I saw. So we got 9-meter lengths. Now, we have no way to get these logs to the sawmill. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a mobile sell point. And to me, that's, you know, while it is a little bit unrealistic to think that, I think it's under sell points, to think that you could just bring out, you know, a tiny table saw and sell all your lumber because of it is a little unrealistic. But at the same time, it is not unrealistic to have a mess of logs like this and have somebody come out and pick them up and buy them. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, is this is just somebody coming out buying our logs. So it's not terribly unrealistic, and we're going to do it. Now, the Oops, I didn't place that, did I? The problem comes in that all of these logs are kind of hidden in the grass, but I want to save that grass because I want to mow it. And hope we make a decent amount of money from them, because that was quite a bit of work. And I'm not the best at logging, so it's a little painful for me. Of course, that's why you're watching this series, right? For the pain. It's got a pretty good range on it. All right, let's see if we got it all. No, we didn't. We still have a bunch of logs down there. So, oh, and we got a couple there too. It's this darn tall grass. See if we can find these over here. I know you're out here. Those little ones are really hard to see. All right, I'm not going to waste time looking for them. We will find them when we mow, and we will sell them. All right, so now we got stumps. And I am going to approach this in much the same way that other people would approach this in real life, and that is to hire someone to come out and take away the stumps. Most people are not going to buy a stump grinder if they have a field of stumps to grind. Most people are going to hire somebody to come out and grind the stumps for them. So that's what we're going to do. And I figured the job's probably worth about $5,000. So we are going to make the stumps disappear, and we are going to also make $5,000 of our money disappear. Stumps, no stumps. All right. Next thing we need to do is buy a mower. So there's two ways we can go with mowers. We can get a tractor and a pull behind mower, and then we could, or a front mower or a side mower, one of those less expensive mowers, and then we need a windrow to turn it into rows so that we can then pick it up. That takes a lot of time. It's much, much cheaper, but it takes a lot more time. And most of you know that I am not a patient man. So I think we're going to go with something a little different. We can't afford the swather that I want. We would spend most of our money on this swather, which is the best one in the game by far. So we're going to go with a slightly cheaper option. This is a Rostelmash swather. It's much cheaper, but it has some quirks. It does not like unlevel ground, and it will skip over patches, and you'll have to go back and mow them from a different direction. But I think by and large for our property, this is going to work. We have a lot of mowing to do here, and to do two passes over the entire thing, which we would have to do if we mowed it and then windrowed it, we can do it all in one pass. We just have to pay more money for that. So we're going to go ahead and buy this guy right here. And we're also going to buy the header that goes along with it. It is, instead of 6 meters, which is what we would normally be able to afford at this point in the game, it is 9 meters. So that makes it a much better option. So let's hop in our new swather. Hook up the header and let's go mow. And just letting you know, the traffic on this road is crazy, so at some point we will get hit by a car. So there's kind of two schools of thought on this. The grass, if we were to leave it and plow it under, would act as a first application of fertilizer. But I think for our purposes, this grass is much more beneficial to us if we turn it into silage. So we're going to mow every bit of this and we're going to turn it into silage. Okay, this is unexpected. Huh. Okay. I don't know why this is not mowing correctly. I'm going to turn off Real Mower and see if that does anything. I saw that as an option just a second ago. There we go. Oh. Okay, so we turned off Real Mower. Ah. So for some reason, Real Mower was keeping us from actually getting grass. That is odd. I like Real Mower because it gets rid of all the bushes. But if we can't get our grass, then what's the point? So I'm sure at some point while we're mowing, we're going to see the limitations of this mower. And the problem is it doesn't always just skip over areas that are uneven. It starts to slide around. So if you get to a hilly spot, it may just kind of slide the back end of this thing around and you're unable to continue forward anymore. So, you know, you get what you pay for. But for our purposes, for right now, I think this is the best mower for us. I may regret this decision. Just putting that out there. Just had to check the horsepower of this mower. I didn't do it before I bought it. Fortunately, it's only 180. And you can really tell because this mower does not like hills. Well, I just saw that it mowed down a bush, and I have Real Mower turned off. So, I don't know. There could be another mod at play. I have so many mods installed that, to be honest, I'm a little unsure as to what I actually have. So, it could be another mod involved. Could be the map that lets you mow down bushes. I just don't know, and frankly, it doesn't really matter that much. As long as the bushes go away. And this is the problem with this mower. It finds places in the terrain where it just starts to slide around. I don't know if maybe I could get the mod that lets you adjust the height of the header. I don't know if that would help or not. I may try that at some point. Well, we discovered that our mower does not like hills or uneven terrain or random logs that are left laying in the grass. But other than that, I think it did a great job. Yeah, we had our struggles here and there, but I think we're still way ahead of where we would have been with the conventional mower and a windrower. So I'm really pleased with our purchase. I think it's going to serve us well in the long run. And now we have a field full of freshly mowed grass, and we need to pick it up. So I realized that I talked about paying $5,000 for stump removal, but I never actually paid for the stump removal. So before I'm accused of cheating, let me do that. All right, so now we have $5,000 less than we had before. And we need a tractor, a forage wagon, and some way to turn this all into silage. See you guys at the store. All right, we're going to take a look at the sale, although I don't remember there being anything really useful there. Well, actually, there is a couple of useful things here. Both of these harvesters we could use. And they're at a great price, but we just don't have the money for a harvester right now, and we don't need one. And even if we decide later on that we need a harvester, this one is only going to be about 36 grand. So I think we'll be able to manage that. Let's look for a tractor first, because that's something we're going to be using a lot in the near future. I'm going to go into medium tractors, because hopefully we can find something that has a little oomph and just go straight to kind of the top of our range, which is, remember, 200 horsepower. Okay, let's see what we can find. I think this is going to be our sweet spot. This is the, is it torpedo or tornado? Hang on. Well, I can't really tell. Torpedo. All right, it is the Torpedo RX 170. Great tractor. I have also used this before. The only issue that I have with this tractor is that it doesn't have a front 3-point linkage. I don't know that we're going to need a front 3-point linkage, and I think right now this is going to be the tractor that we can afford. Though, we're going to upgrade the wheels. We're going to do some wheel weights, and we're also going to add some weight on the front. It's $1,000 more, so that takes it to $31,500, but I still think it's a great deal at that price, so we're going to buy it. Now, we have $38,000 left. We're going to go with a forage wagon. This right here is our sweet spot. This is the Krone Turbo 2500, sorry. And you can raise the capacity to $25,000 for zero, which is a great thing. I think I don't know, that kind of matches our tractor. Let's go with that. So 12 grand, we're going to buy that. We still have 26,460, and I think that's going to be enough to buy our silage production. All right, looking pretty snazzy here. All matchy-matchy. All right, I'm going to try not to get hit by a car, and I will see you guys back at the farm. All right, so let's head back over here where I think the yard belongs. And I think all the trees that we just cut are going to belong in a field. I had kind of intended to put the yard there, but I'm not sure that's going to work. I think this little triangle right here, we own all of this little triangle. That's probably not big enough for the entire yard. But I think for now we can get a shed and a tent and a few other things into this little triangle here. And that'll serve us well until we can afford to expand somewhere else. So I'm going to cut down some trees and get those sold, and I'll bring you back when I've got that done. All right, I think that's all the trees sold. I talked to the stump guy, and he said that he'd come back out, and since there's only a handful of stumps there, he'd only charge me $1,000. So I'm going to pay $1,000 for stump removal, and then we're going to make some silage. All right, I don't think I'm going to worry too much about mowing that grass. There's really not that much of it. So we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of landscaping here. And again, we're going to use the Daggerwind method, which means that if we're going to have dirt, then we don't have to pay for dirt. Oh, where is the dirt? Is that dirt? No, that's concrete. What? There's dirt. All right, so we're going to put dirt in this little triangle area here, and we're going to use this for production. So we'll park some vehicles in here for the time being, but this is not going to be our main yard. This is going to be a better place to do productions, I think. So let's get some dirt down. I'm going to leave a little grass edge here. Oh, maybe I don't own that. No, I have landscape anywhere. I can landscape other people's property, but why is it not letting me landscape that? Is that where I'm standing? I wonder if it's that. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's put down our production so that we can start making some silage right now. And I think Omatana is going to be a big player here. Omatana is a big player in all of my games, just because her mods are so useful and so reasonably priced. And, you know, take these for example. These 4 mods are all made by Omatana, and this mod does basically the same thing as this mod, and this mod does basically the same thing as this mod. They just do them on a slightly larger scale. But look at the prices. I mean, it's awesome. We have a tiny farm for right now, so we're going to use tiny productions. And I think we'll put them all kind of back to back here, facing out towards the road so that we can get to them easily. And I think that's going to be the place for that one. Excellent. And we didn't alter the road very much at all. So let's go ahead and dump our first load. Love the sounds on this mod. And I think that's a pretty darn good first day. We've made a great start. We have our first production. We're making silage. We made a lot of money off trees, and we bought some equipment. So really strong start, I think, and we still have $17,000 in cash. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of this series. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be really interesting to watch several different YouTubers take on the same challenge and see how they do it all differently. That's going to be fun to watch. So I'm just gonna have a great time with this. I love this map. I love the colors and the lighting and everything about this map. It's just a very happy place to be. So excited about this series and looking forward to the next episode. But that's it for today. If you like this video, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up or a subscription. If you did not like this video, please post a comment and tell me why. Either way, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.